And just like that, it's another Saturday night, and I ain't got no body. I got a little money, but not much. It all goes to bills. And you never know about those unexpected expenses. Reminds me of Yosef Islam, formerly Cat Stevens. I once, I think it was on VOS FM when I thought the bosses wouldn't be listening. I said, "Here's Cat Stevens before he lost his mind." I think I did that. William Brown is here, downtown William Brown, Barbara Kendall, Deborah Lake, Karen Phillips, Mikhail, Michael G. Hey, Jack, and everyone. Todd Bradshaw. Hello there, Todd Bradshaw. Good evening, Jack, and everyone. Richard was first from West Palm Beach, Florida. Mr. Jack, how are you, America? How are you, go, America? I told you to go to English class, Richard, but you were always cutting school. And yeah, we go beyond America, don't we? Ted is here. Hello, World. There was a show called Good Morning World, probably before you were born, Ted, featuring two disc jockeys. Jody Baker, I want to say, was the lead, and Ronnie Shell, who played the corporal on Gomer Pyle and did a whole bunch of other things, including stand up. He's still alive, last I checked. Ronnie Shell is still alive. So come on in and join us, Ronnie. We'd love to have you. Now, how many shows are going to begin with an invitation for Ronnie Shell to join them? Well, we'd love to have you. Glad you're here, Karen, and downtown William Brown from Nacogdoches, Texas. Joey Bauer Jr. Hey, Brother Jack. Hey. As we say, Deborah Lake and Gail George. Hello, everyone from Columbia, Tennessee. Columbia. What is Columbia, Tennessee known for, Gail George? Susie Q, Susie Young. Hello, Jack. Welcome. Jackie Organ, who joined us for our pop on to pop off yesterday. What time did we come on? Around 7 o'clock, right? It's very hot here in Oz today, huh? You just got to rub it in as I look down at the bottom of my screen, and it's 13 degrees, but it's not windy, and you know that makes such a difference. If I were up here 13 degrees and the wind was a whipping, then it'd be a whole different experience. But we're having one cold night, and then it's going to start to climb again. So I can live with that. It was January where you'd look at the next 7 days, and it was all in the ice box, and that's terrible. But once February comes, you start to notice some beams of light. Beams of light. Not enough that you could fly a kite, but I have been told to go fly a kite several times. I suppose my ex-wife simply thought that it would be good recreation for me. They told me to do my kite flying near, I think it was called Widow's Cliff. Widow's Cliff. Never realized that before. Rebecca Dene from Vernon Center in Central New York. That sounds like a movie star's name. Rebecca Dene. That is a movie star, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Are you the Rebecca Dene, or am I close in the last name, but not quite? Teresa Williams joins us. Hello, Jack from Mississippi. You can live there, but you can't spell it. It's kind of like living in Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie. Brenda Noyce is here as well, and Miles Wright. Yes, that's a good name, Miles, right? We would associate it with what? Old time movie star? No, I can't quite get it. Um, Definitely something to do with the media, though, and not an anchor man. So I don't know. Heather, good evening, everyone. Nice to have Heather Feather with us tonight, and another Brenda, Brenda Sweeney. Hey, Jack from Virginia. Virginia is for lavas. Sometimes when Karen's phone rings, I say, "Oh, there's your lava." There's your lover. I can yell now because Brad hasn't come in yet because I do have the vent open. I'm not going to close myself off from heat tonight. And I do have the door open a little bit. So should he attack me, please somebody call 911. What's the number for 911 anyway? I always forget, Richard. I wish both countries well. I just don't know the outcome. Are we talking about Canada? I was just taking a guess. Yes, I got it. So, is there a prime minister? Did he quit or is he active? I'm not even sure. Um, it's only in those moments of stress that deals seem to be worked out. Deals seem to be worked out because of how Biden closed down the drilling and everything. We still do rely on Canada for what is it, 3.5% of our oil. We are gluttons here still. The electric car people didn't have their way. And now they're going to have to come after the people that are determined to go around Trump, like Governor Hochul, and force you. She's already got something with the gas stoves. I haven't been into the appliance store lately to see if they still sell gas stoves, but I seem to remember some kind of an order about January of 2025. Now that could be in the courts. That could be in the courts. You hire them, you vote for them, and the next thing they want to be your dictator and tell you what you can drive and the kind of stove that you can have based on their lunatic fringe perceptions of how they can change the climate in the world, based on whether or not you use a gas stove or an electric stove. Oi, Richard, oi. Yes, you know, we have no ill feelings towards Canada whatsoever. I've been there. I even lived there for 6 months, but I don't remember too much of it. Um, Hockey 92 joined us yesterday. Thank you for that 1999 on the thanks button, Hockey 92. Good evening, Jack and friends. I hope everyone is well and happy. Um, 3 degrees here. When will I see you again? I used to practice that song in 1974 at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting in Hartford, Connecticut. That was one of the key songs I would talk up in the practice studio. We all the students had access to the practice studio. You were allotted a certain amount of time, so I'd be in there and I'd have songs that were either already there. How do you remember those details, Or I brought them in and I would practice talking them up for my future radio career. I remember Carl Carlton, Everlasting Love was one. I've Been Searching So Long by Chicago was another one. That's a great talk up song. It's pretty long. And that one right there, When Will I See You Again? Precious moments. I don't know. But did they have something to do with Barry White? Now, that was the Love Unlimited Orchestra, right? But somehow I think Barry White had something to do with a 3 Degrees career, but maybe I'm wrong. We used to call Barry White the round mound of sound. What was Barry White's wife's nickname? Anybody know? Do you know, Heather Feather? Do you know? Pierogi Josie is here. Pierogi Josie as well. Hi. The regulars are here. Last night they were not here. They were not. We had a lounge lizard was here though. Lounge Lizard Radio. He'll probably pop by. I assume it's a he. I don't know why. And everybody was saying in various towns they have a bar called the Lizard Lounge. The Lizard Lounge. Very interesting, wouldn't you say? Hockey 92. Tess is here, is she? That's an English name. My mom from Liverpool, England, had a Tessie in the family. Tess J, yes. We hit 70 today in South Carolina. You mean I used to live in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I would have been in 70 degrees? We were in more like 30 something today. Oh, see it. I don't I don't see it as a negative though. I see it as a positive because that means it's coming this way, maybe, huh? I think we're going to be in the 40s this coming week most of the time. You loved Barry's voice, didn't you? Yes. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Come on. Can't get enough of your love, babe. You're my first, my last, my everything. My friend Mike Candido, drummer for Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, bought a Barry White album, and he said, "You know, you really have to be in love to like this album. You really have to be in love." He was, he was your ambassador of love, Barry White. Remember what was that show? Party of Five, right? One of the characters with what's her name, Jennifer Love Hewitt, and one of the characters on that show, just some guy, just loved Barry White. And sure enough, Barry White came on the show, and he was doing a little mini concert at some kind of an event that they went to. I remember that. I remember that, and I didn't watch Party of Five. Anybody watch Party of Five? Jennifer Love Hewitt. I know what you did last summer, Richard. We saw everything you did. I still know what you did last summer. The sequel. I saw the first one. I don't think I saw the second one. Dean Martin's voice is my favorite of all time. Really? I can understand that, Richard Lyon. I wouldn't say, that he is as good as Frank, but for what he did, but the thing is with him, he made it seem so effortless, and everybody always thought he was half in the bag, which wasn't true when he was working. Except one time on the Tonight Show, that was an interesting time right there. But anyway, yeah, he worked hard in the studio when he went in there, and my mother had several of his albums. Check out the song "Hey Brother, Pour the Wine." That's an upbeat song. Maybe I'll play that on our new series, Great Songs You May Have Never Heard. Most of that is my gift to you because they won't let me monetize it. But I give that as my gift to you. If they let me play it, if Google lets me play it, and they say you ain't going to make no money, we ain't going to put the thanks button on this video, it's okay. My gift to you, my way of giving back. Greatest pure voice, real easy for him. Yeah, he made it seem easy, but if you listen to his phrasing on the albums and stuff like that, even on his signature song, "Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow." He was thinking about the way he was going to sing it, just like Frank would do. He was really thinking about it. And of course, he was funny. He was a decent actor, and he was a great variety show host. A great variety show host. Do you remember him with um, with Mr. Brooks? What the heck is his name? The tall guy with the white hair and white beard, who was wonderful. The bits they did together, the drunken character, that he played. Excellent stuff. Foster Brooks. Oh boy, I hate when that happens. Ted Richards, also known as Tedward. I'm 64 now, and does your husband still love you? Does he still need you now that you're 64? Brenda, happy early birthday. That's right. She's having a birthday on the 6th of February, I believe. And yes, we had several people under the weather. One of them being Marty Greco. I don't know if he's here. He's got the flu, you see. It's been going around Household of Faith. So there's no Sunday service tomorrow. No Sunday service at Household of Faith tomorrow. Pause. Happy birthday in heaven to Lisa Marie Presley, who would have been 57 today. Marlene, good evening from Buffalo. I can't even imagine, but I can imagine because I lived in Dunkirk in 77, 78. Good evening from freezing Buffalo, 10 degrees, huh? Yeah, but it's that lake effect snow. Chautauqua, right? that really buries you. Um, do you ever think around January 7th of going away for like 7 or 8 weeks to like Port St. Lucie? You got to go well inland, especially this year. If you were in Jacksonville, you had snow. Other places too. What's that place? Begins with a P, not Pompano Beach. The other one had snow in Florida. You had to go well inland to be warm. I don't know how it was in Melbourne. We know someone who has a home in Melbourne. It's a simple mobile home. They have a house here and a mobile home there, and so far it's been protected from their various storms. Wasn't uh, Foster Brooks a hoot, Ted Richards? So he'd come staggering in as um, Dean was sitting there at the piano with Kenny. Remember Kenny, his pianist? And he'd come in like this was a tavern, a bar, and he said, just came in for something to settle my nerves before I go to work. I need a little drink to settle my nerves. Really? What do you do? I'm an I can't do Foster Brooks, but I'm a, I'm an airline pilot. Yeah, yeah. They always come up with something that would be real bad, like a surgeon cutting for the very first time, like a surgeon. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It snowed in Tallahassee. Wow. Tallahassee, Florida. Maybe that was the place I was. Now I was thinking of something with a P, but which is not on either coast. Well, you know your geography, Hockey 92. That was great comedy, Richard Lyon. It sure was. And Nancy DeMarco joins us. Hey, Jack, I was here last night, but the grandkids slept over, so I couldn't interact. I like that. You couldn't interact. I understand. They're a handful, right? They're a handful. I wish I could say that I knew about that, but I really don't know about it personally. Maybe that'll change someday. Yeah, Regina was here for our pop on. Panama City Beach. Okay, that's it. That's what I was trying to think of. How much snow do they have? A couple inches, something like that, Teresa Williams. Um, and Jack, no service, and it's Lisa's birthday. You're not the only I got. I got from several people. I won't identify them. But they might have said it publicly. So if you say it publicly, I mean, if you're gonna publicly, I can say it, right? If you in an email, I keep me mouth shut. I keep me mouth shut. Richard Lyon told me in an email, don't talk about the landfill days. You keep your mouth shut, or you might find that one day you go out to your precious colonial dining, you don't come back. Hey, it happens. There's nothing you can do. May God rest his soul. Nothing you can do. Rebecca, are you a movie star? Just spit it out. We want to know. Mary Williams. Now, if it was Mary Alice Williams, you would be from WNBC TV, New York in the 70s. Hi, Mary. I'm in Crestview. Well, I lived in Crestview Apartments, but not in Florida. Oh, another Florida person to just make me jealous, you know? Did you have any problems with either one of the hurricanes this past September, October? I'm in Crestview, Florida, and we had 9 inches. My goodness. But I'm only about 20 minutes south of Alabama. Wow. I don't know that part of Florida. um, Again, I have a GED, so don't expect too much from me in my geography. Put me in the middle of a field, any place but the city I live in, and say point west, and I'm more lost than Hillary Clinton taking a lie detector test. I'll tell you what, Claudette, pretty little Claudette. I really love your Brooklyn accent. Who's got a Brooklyn accent? Who's that? Oh, when I try to, it's just me doing a bad imitation. I can't do Joe Pesci. I can't do any. But you've seen those good guys, right? Nothing you can do. May God rest his soul. I'm not going to make the sign of the cross because they do that too, but I won't do that unless I'm really making the sign of the cross. Robin Roman, who's Italian. Hello, Jack and family. Happy birthday, Brenda. Happy birthday, Brenda. Let's see, next week will be what? Will it be her birthday? No, it'll be before that. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brenda. Happy birthday to you. And 27 more. And then you got to get the heck out of here. The planet is crowded, all right? Enough is enough. Heather Feather. Yes, Robin Roman, if you have a church visit, I hope you'll won't spill all your guts here and tell me in a nice email and let me know what I can say and what I can't say. That's why I like two separate emails. One of what I can say, you can like you're writing an essay, and one before that that sets it all up. If you don't mind. The panhandle. You mean you got a lot of panhandlers there? So you come out of your house and there's some guy saying, can you spare $5, $10? They don't say change anymore. What are you gonna do with change? Changes. Richard went through that phase, but he quickly got out of it. He quickly got out of it and stopped trying to look like David Bowie of the Diamond Dogs era. 1984. Yeah, the panhandle. What does that term mean, Mary Williams? The panhandle. This is how little I know. Is it the shape, the geographic shape? If I were to look on a map, this is what happens when you leave school the day I turned 16. My mom from Liverpool and I were over at the Virality Junior High School, and she let me quit school because I said I'll get my GED within a year. I did, by the way, before my class graduated. They don't let you do that anymore. And I'll go to work, and then I'm going to go to broadcasting school. And I did all those things. So I kept my end of the bargain true. My first job at Lloyd's, which was like Walmart before there was Walmart, everything under one roof, great store. The slogan was years ahead, with a woman's hair being blown, and they were so right. They were years ahead. God bless Ed Lloyd. He was a legend. And there's a sign down there on Route 211 commemorating that space where he had his Lloyd's. He also had one in Warwick, New York, and I think Newburgh, Shannon Louder. Oh, but it's not pronounced that way like I want to say. You told me the last time, and I've forgotten already. Lauder? Let's keep change alive, meaning the COUNS. What? By the way, Jack, you really are annoying. You really are annoying sometimes. By the way, Jack, Gene Ho says, I love Jack. Tell him hello for me. Really? You were talking to Gene Ho? Oh, cool. Well, that's a great encouragement to me. I'm sure we'll do something this year as the event gets closer. He's also welcome if he wanted to do an interview about his book, America in a Flash. America in a Flash. He talks about his life as a photographer, including being a photographer for President Trump, and shares some more recent stories, more recent stories that's been happening to him. So that's very nice. Thank you, Robin Roman. Because sometimes I think, oh, it's dying out, I'm in trouble. I think I'm in trouble. Do, 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 do. Lindsey Buckingham. What's that song from Fleetwood Mac where his talent is really on full display? It's not his solo hit Trouble. Something about break the chain. Da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. He screams that song, man, it's incredible. Incredible. Did you notice how many chins Bob Dylan has now? I'm just saying. Happens to all of us. He's got 3 chins. but he's still out there doing his thing. Just announced another tour coming to smaller places now. He doesn't have too much left in the tank, but he's Bob Dylan. So you go and you enjoy. Uh, yeah, that's a good one, Ted. That's a good one. I do have the sings tonight, and we're not talking about SINGH. I mean, somebody tell me now, count them all up and give me an accurate number of how many Dr. Sings do we have in America? Dr. Sing, how many we got? Jackie Organ, Patel would be another one. We have flooding in northern Australia, and we have a heat wave down here in the south where I am. Huh. I forget what a heat wave feels like. Oh, we had one here in the Hudson Valley. After we had a fairly nice beginning of the summer, all of a sudden the boom diddy boom came in, and all the air conditioners were humming. GED is honorable. It's not like they made it easy on you for escaping class. Proud of you doing that. Well, yeah, I remember on the math, all you had to do to pass the math portion was 45, but you had to have other scores that were higher for a total of like 245 or something, 235, whatever it was. And I got 44 on the math, and they gave it to me. Technically, I failed my GED. Mary Williams. So, what did we learn from you? If I missed something, it's not intentional. So, flooding in northern Australia. We have a Dr. Hook. Dr. Hook used to have kids in the Goshen school system 6-7 miles up the road. We're talking about Ray Sawyer. He was divorced, and his kids went to Goshen School. That would be fun when it came time for show and tell day, right? He comes in dressed as a pirate with a patch, and I don't know if he did that, but that would be really, really cool. String of hits for Dr. Hook. She was only 16, and that's why I'm in the county jail. Robin Roman. We talked to Gene Ho, took pics with him. Oh, that's right, you were at the church. I remember now. See how quick I can forget. Discussed that Bob Joyce would welcome Jack. How does he know? Did he ask Pastor? The only thing I ever got was from Popcorn Sutton. Popcorn Sutton said to me, Bob's not going to video message you on Facebook. He doesn't trust you. That's what Popcorn Sutton told me. It's the only thing I ever got that would give me an indication, except for the obvious thing that I am a pain in the keister to him. The keister, the tuchus. I mean, my goodness. If I scratch my nose on Sunday, that guy's going to do a video about it on Monday. What a pain in the, as the British say, arse. What a pain in the arse. It's not easy at my level. The meter can go down real quick, and when the meter's going down real quick, that means I'm in trouble. Do. But Keith Griffiths is here to encourage me, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think he's from America, because there's that strange symbol in front of 199, which means he's probably in Australia or south of the border, which is South Carolina. Yes, I've been to South Carolina. I've been to south of the border. Pedro lives there, and he gets very upset if you don't stop. That's why there's like 20 road signs before you get there. I love Fleetwood Mac lyrics, especially Albatross. I wish I could just go to Spotify right now and look up that song and play it. Wouldn't it be cool if I could do that? But they won't let me. That's why when we do our, I'm going to look at that now. Great songs you may have never heard. I load it up, and it's only during the loading process that I wait for Google to decide whether I can play it or not. you know. And it's usually you can, but you can't monetize it. And as I say, my gift to you, we're going to do more of those. But then it occurred to me we should have a couple of other categories. We should have an independent category that can get feelings hurt. Somebody sends me a song that's independent, and if they wrote it, it's easier not to get any kind of a restriction. If they're singing a copyrighted song, that could be a problem, but not all the time. It just again means that I won't be able to monetize it. But if somebody sends me a song and I know what I speak of, because for about 8 years of the 11 years I was on the Sound of Life network in Kingston, playing contemporary Christian music, I did a show called Hometown Tracks, Saturdays at 4 p.m. And I would get tapes and I would get CDs from various local Christian artists. And, sometimes I would get a real stinker and I can't put it on the air. I can't put a real stinker on the air. Somewhere in between, I could, but it was always thrilling when I got some great music from local artists. Thank you, Keith Griffiths, for that 199 on the thanks button that you see right down there. We have begun the month of February now. Happy birthday to my son Corey tomorrow, the 2nd of February. He will be 37 years old. He's down right now in Cancun, Mexico on vacation with his lady. And there's a wedding happening. Well, not him, but there's a wedding happening. And I better not say any more. He says he never watches, never listens, but you never know for sure, Todd Bradshaw. You just never know for sure. Let's see. So, Deborah Lake, most of that 14 inches we got on the 4th is finally gone. Yeah, we had a little snow on the ground and it rained hard the other day. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was raining Friday when I went to the Colonial for my cream of, well, it was New England clam chowder, which of course is a cream soup. I think it was the best I ever had, even better than the previous owner. And some of the stuff they make is not as good as the previous owner. So I was delighted to have a lovely bowl of clam chowder. I was expecting my friend Leon, who's 81 years old, to show up. But Carmen, the best waitress in the world, right there at the Colonial, said that he's been working double shifts at 81. He delivers stuff. He delivers stuff in his personal vehicle. Oh yeah, there's that name again. Keith, you last time you wrote it out for me, and you're going to have to do it again for me to pronounce it there in the UK. You made it pretty easy for me to say, but of course, that's short-term memory. If you had told me, Keith, in 1959, I could probably do it lickety split for you. Lickety split. Lottie's here. And look at my gosh. Lottie. Thank you so much. $20 on the thanks button. What a way to start February. I'm always worried about the next month. The next month, by the way, I will receive my unless it falls on a Saturday or Sunday, and I don't think my birthday falls on a Saturday or Sunday. Next month, March 21st, I will receive a birthday present from Google for February. I will receive what you just sent there. Now, Google does take a cut when it comes to the thanks button, but I am still very thankful for them allowing me to have that. And by the way, gang, I think I have figured out that we go past 2 hours, that's when trouble happens. I think they'll let me subtly know, keep it under 2 hours, especially on a Saturday night when everybody's streaming. So the first thing that happens is for me, the chat freezes, not for you, for me. So then I have to go watch what you're watching, if that makes any sense at all, on my channel, and then I can see the stream, but I can no longer see the count. I have to go back and forth to see the count. We got 72 right now, 28 likes. Yes, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We've got 9,800. Richard, it finally happened. 9,800. Of course, the goal was 10,000 for Christmas, but that didn't work. So can we say 10,000 for Easter? At the pace we go, probably not. but I'm thankful for everyone. Not everybody, that hits the thanks button is a serious follower. I mean, the subscription button, it's cool. 9,800 is another plateau, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Lottie, so much for hitting the thanks button for $20. $1, $2 is fine too. You'll see the thanks button down there or the Cash App, and then I'm going to move on. I'm not going to go into a long spiel here. Uh, on Cash App, if you have that, I get all of it in that point. If I wait a few days, and why not wait a few days? Lowercase letters Media Guy 56, Media Guy 56, MEDIAGUY 56. All right. Thank you, Lottie. Where are you from again now, Lottie? Oh, you just told me you're from Kansas City. I hear they got some crazy little women there, but I'm not going to get me one. I mean, at this juncture, then what? Richard knows what I'm talking about, but he's on all these special things. He's on that thing that, well, what's those guys, that commercial? You know what I'm talking about. Um, One of them is a basketball player. Is it? It's not Shaquille. That guy has more commercials than anybody. Shaquille O'Neal, and he's already got $500 million or more. But the other guy, him, he's in it. Men's product, for what was that movie that Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey were in together? If you can think of that title, you know what I refer to, but you probably already did. What's an excellent song, Marlene? Which one? Glad I caught your show. Well, I'm very glad in more ways than one, Lottie. Kansas City, I've never been there. Do you like it there? It's the home of the Chiefs. That's right. The Chiefs, that sounds like that may be some kind of an Indian slang. Wait a minute. We forced them to get rid of the Washington Redskins, and we forced them to get rid of the other one. Can't think of it now. The Redskins and the Cleveland Indians. We made them. Someone said the Cleveland Indians were thinking about changing back. Go for it. Go for it. It was never meant as a term of disrespect. We love our Indian citizens. My goodness, how they add to the culture around here. It's just that when you have your restaurants, so I just want to speak to my Indian friends for a minute, you put them in these hot pots, right? We got a place down here. It's called Saffron. I've been there once, only once. Friends wanted to go, and I didn't have a bad experience. But these hot pots, and we've got a place right. I could walk to it in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. Fushen hot pots, and you wonder at the end of the day, what happens to the food in those hot pots? Do you put it in a big refrigerator and then just put those pots back out? And how many times do you do that? How fresh is the food in your hot pots? That's what I wonder. Rob Smooth, my goodness, 199 with that funny symbol in front of it. Hey, Jack, good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you, Rob Smooth. Good looking guy there. I can see you. Some of you I can kind of see. Brenda, you look like Dom DeLuise in your picture. I don't know. That little picture, I can't really see you. I can't really see you, Deborah. Keith, no, I have to try to make the picture bigger, maybe. But I'm glad you're here. So thank you, Rob Smooth. Very much. Thank you, Lottie, very, very much. And thank you, Keith Griffiths, for getting us started in style here in the month of February 2025. Can you believe it? Shannon, that's such a beautiful name, isn't it, Shannon? They're the best. Christy was from my birth town. Christy? Which Christy? Not Christy McNichol, who I had such a crush on and was in a movie with Christy McNichol. No, not that one, because she spells it with a K. Deborah Lake, Jack, my picture is one of my paintings. I see. Can you email me some pictures of your paintings, Deborah Lake? I'd love to see them. If you won't let us show them, you won't. Like Jill, is never gonna, she's movie star gorgeous, just like Katina, and yet um, they're not gonna let me show their pictures. They're not gonna. What can you do? What can you do? What do you get if you fall in love? You get enough germs to catch pneumonia. After you do, he'll never phone you. I'll never fall in love again. At least not for 30 minutes. And not for at least 30 minutes, Rob Smooth. You're so smooth. Do you like that song by Santana? Is that your jam? I love that song. That's Rob Thomas from that. What was this group? Not Blink 92, right? Something else. Rob Smith does an ex Rob Smith. Uh Rob, whatever I said his name was. Um, does an excellent job. Rob Thomas with Smooth by Carlos Santana and whatever group of guys they happen to make, hire for that particular recording. And when he goes on stage, it's another group of guys. It's always changing with Santana. I mean, who sang Evil Ways? Who sang Black Magic Woman? I have no idea. But somebody could tell me. Um, what did you make of all the plane crashes? I just thought they were horrific. And that reminds me of something I wanted to say. When I came on for our pop on to pop off last night at 7 o'clock, I just heard about the plane crash. I also knew that I had a Burger King, uh, you know, the sitting right up there, the Burger King crown. And I had planned to wear it for a while. Nobody commented on it. Um, and I didn't know anything about that. A small plane went down near a mall in Philadelphia. So not too far into it, because I had the Communist News Network on it because I thought they would probably have better coverage than Fox, but Fox did a wonderful job. Um, and so I had the TV on. And eventually, I would move the TV closer to see all the billows of smoke. At that point, I realized it was a more serious story than I thought. Then, of course, we would find out the horrificness of what had happened with this Lear jet. I will never go on a Lear jet. Just from the description of John Scott, who's a pilot who does the Fox Report weekends on Fox, they moved him to 3 o'clock. They should have him on 6 to 8. He's too good to be on at 3 in the afternoon, but at least he got an extra hour Saturday and Sunday now. A real pro, John Scott, just like Brett Baer. Um, so I had them on, and then we started to hear, that it was a air ambulance and all this, and later on we would find it was a little girl who had life-saving surgery. Shriners Hospital. Uh, they are worth. As I support Tunnel to Towers, I'll be sending something to Shriners. I have sent stuff to sent funds to St. Jude in the past. Budget's tighter than ever right now, but you have to give to receive. That's a biblical principle. You don't go into church and not honor the Lord with your first fruits. So it was just so horrific, and I thought it was great that they brought her over from Tijuana, this child, with her mom, and there was a doctor on board and two pilots. Um, but this Learjet, John Scott, was the way he was describing it. You really got to be on your game when you fly. They take off like a rocket from the runway. We don't need that. Just a regular plane is fine with 6 engines. We don't need some supersonic Elon Musk machine. Just a regular plane, and it can confuse you, especially when you get up there and there's a lot of haze and fog around. It can confuse you. It can get ahead of you, and look what happens when that happens. If it could go into a stall, whatever, and you're now a missile headed to Earth. In this case, the streets of Philadelphia, where I'm surprised there wasn't more death. A lot of injuries, though. We don't know all the facts and the toll yet. So it really made me think, something I want to make clear here. I'm for legal immigration and all that, but I'm also that uh, it's important that a Christian believes that all children are equal in God's sight. And so, like all those children that wandered in to our border, from Mexico, their parents sent them or whatever, they're our responsibility now. And don't call yourself a Christian if you don't care about their well being. We can't cast them to the wolves. We can't cast them to the wolves. It's a whole other thing when somebody who's a member of a gang or what have you, or, we can't have everybody waltzing into this country. I believe in legal immigration. But when it comes to the children, they're in a different category. um, it would be better for a millstone, whatever that is, to be tied around your neck and you be thrown into the deepest ocean, uh, if you hurt one of these little ones. So they're God's favorites. They're God's favorites. And look what happens to the poor kid. It was just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Weekend in New England. I'd have to pull up the lyrics to that, right? Mr. Barry Manilow has now assumed residency at Radio City Music Hall, which means on the East Coast, that's where you'll see him. I You won't see him any other place, certainly in the New York City area. It's always going to. He just added 5 more shows in April at at Radio City Music Hall, a place I have been to so many times in my life, but I haven't been to the city. Um, this can get me into trouble, Todd. I can't do too much. And like I can sing. I realize I can't sing. I know. I know. It's a cake. There's a hole in this cake. I love Big Fat Greek Wedding 1 and 2. Haven't seen 3 yet. I got to see that. Let's see here. Hmm. Who wrote this song? Who wrote this song? Randy Edelman. Randy Edelman wrote Weekend in New England. Barry wrote some music from time to time, not much of a lyric man. Last night I waved goodbye. Now it seems years. I'm back in the city where nothing is clear but thoughts of me holding you, bringing us near. And tell me, when will our eyes meet? When can I touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when will I hold you again? That's for you, Todd Bradshaw. I hope that doesn't pull me out of monetization, buddy boy. Jody Smith, who wrote the Book of Love? That's what I've been thinking about all these years. I wonder who wrote the Book of Love. I know it was the Holy Spirit, and man just moved the pen. So I've answered that question. Everything else is human love, and that's kind of, let's face it, that's love with high fructose syrup in it. You know what I'm saying? It's love with a lot of gluten. Oh, yeah, that's one of that guy, Kylie, that comedian. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's Brian Kiley. You see him on the reels on Facebook, bald head. He said, I decided to go out with my kids this past year for Halloween, and I scared the hell out of the neighbors. I dressed up as gluten. He lives in California. I should have said that first. He lives in California. I dressed up as gluten. Katina, Team SWAT. How are you? We were talking about you earlier. Were your ears itching? Were your ears itching? How's your daughter doing? Tammy DeVille says, "All righty then." Oh, you're doing your Jim Carrey impersonation, huh? Jim Carrey. Let's see. On Monday, He says, you may not be used to hearing this from a movie star ever, but I have enough. I have enough. I feel I've done enough. I'm done. Unless something comes that is so amazing that I feel in my heart I got to do it, I'm done. I have enough. Fast forward to a few months later. He's in Sonic 3. He's taping Sonic 3 or whatever it is for $20 million, something like that. I don't know. And he says, well, I bought a lot of stuff. I bought a lot of stuff, so I figured I'd re-enter this sphere again. And we're glad you did, Jim Carrey. I may even see Sonic just because you're in it. I mean, what do I care about a hedgehog? Richard likes it, but I don't like it. Jackie Organ. Jack, when are you going to interview Matt or Tom Joyce? They told me, Jack, we would be glad for both of us to do an interview with you on February 30th. I'm announcing that now, that on February 30th, Matt and Tom Joyce will come on this program. Pre-recorded, of course. No idiot. February 30th. So be watching for it. Yeah, I'm very curious about Tom. I don't know. For some reason, I think he's different than Matt and Sabrina. Different father. And I've never even really seen a good picture of Tom Joyce. Someone send me one in my email, jackthefairguy@gmail.com, jackthefairguy@gmail.com. I have seen Stacy. I have seen a few of them, but I haven't seen everybody. It's a good thing if I do go to the church, that I should know what Stacy looks like. So I'll know when the punch is coming. I'll know it's from her. Maybe I can duck fast enough. I don't know. She does a very good job putting the service online, editing and stuff that has to be done and what have you. I'll have to watch and see what you said about me. No, I was what Katricia is doing good. Did I just blow that name? I just tucked her in bed. Oh, that's nice. She's very beautiful, like her mother, by the way. And that's what we said. We said you and Jill are the beauties. Now, having said that, I'm not saying that BK and Marlene aren't. I'm just saying I can't really see them, but you guys have sent me in my email full-blown pictures of you and Nancy DeMarco, very attractive as well. Now I'm in trouble if I forget somebody, that sent me a full picture in the email. Oh, who's on the Jackie line here? Well, my goodness. Do you want me to say I'll say Brenda. Brenda Noyce hit the Cash App. Thank you very much, Brenda Noyce. Media Guy 56, MEDIAGUY. So you haven't sent me a full picture of you, Brenda. jackthefairguy@gmail.com, FAIR, jackthefairguy@gmail.com. And Brenda hits the Cash App, and I thank you very, very much. Thank you. Now, Richard, why don't you come live on the air with us now? Don't curse. I know you're from Queens, and we'll just talk in general for a couple of minutes. I've offered that before, but he never does it because by now, he's had several drinks from the blender, frozen concoctions that help Richard hang on, after a hard week. And he is a hard-working man. He's taking what they're giving. He may live in West Palm Beach, but he's not living in Mar-a-Lago. You know what I'm saying? He's not. He's living in a nice place, but not West Palm Beach. Highest, it's not a Hannity house. Hannity probably lives right down the road from him. He's not living in. He's officially announced his engagement to Ainsley Earhart. Right? Is that how you say it? She wasn't on Fox and Friends this morning. I just happened to tune in. Then I had to go back to sleep for a while. But I think it was the wife of our new transportation secretary. Heck, I mean, she might as well go on there, Miss Duffy, Campos Duffy, because her husband, he gets a job Now, during the whole Buttigieg reign, he had one incident. Um, Poor Sean Duffy becomes transportation secretary, and in the course of 48 hours, he is overwhelmed with two major plane crashes. Oh my goodness. Baptism by fire. Baptism by fire. And Selena hits the Cash App for 777, God's perfect number of creation. I didn't even know you were here, Selena M. I didn't know you were here. Um, See, if I tell you it's really Selena Gomez, there's going to be an uproar, and she doesn't want me to say it. You know, she's a little embarrassed by her crying spell. Um, uh, but it was from the heart, and I don't judge Selena Gomez for having wasn't really accurate in the facts. We're going after rapists and killers right now. Wait a little while for that one. You were just a little too soon because we're going for the kind of people that killed Lake and Riley right now, and that's who we're putting our priority on. I got to tell you, I saw Mr. Washy Washy today. We had to go to ShopRite. I got some things. We always go separate, Karen and I, separate carts. Otherwise, not always like few days earlier at Price Chopper, I call it Price Slasher. Um, we had one card, and I was going to pay for that, and she's putting things in there and putting things in there. Oh my goodness, Katina, oh Katina, huh? You know what this is? You know, huh? Huh? You know exactly what that is. Oh, I love the peppermint body butter. Body butter. Say that fast 5 times. Body butter, body butter, body butter, body butter. You know, you use this. Do you know how much I love peppermint Katina? Katina, by the way, I have to thank you, Katina, for your gift card. Your gift card. Yeah. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to use that any day now. Any day now. So we put the peppermint on, eh? Oh, I put it right here. And this way I can smell it through the entire show. Oh, I love peppermint. I love the peppermint. And I bet you know about that. And I bet you know about gut renew, don't you, Katina? I thought it was Jill that used it, and then you said it was you, right? I am right about that, right? Am I right? Am I right? You know all about Violet and Big Al, don't you? And of course, Carolyn and Daisy and Camellia. You know all them, don't you? Yeah. So, no, it leads to connotations that I don't think I want to have people going there. So, oh dear. Thank you so much, Selena and Brenda Noyce, for hitting the Cash App. Thank you. Um, I'm so happy you got to go to the church. She's talking to Robin Roman. So where's that phone call from Richard? He's already, on his third margarita. No, his frozen daiquiri. No, he's more a hard liquor type of guy. Aren't you, Richard? What about Vivian Lee Lyon? Does she have a cocktail with you? Does she have a cocktail with you? Tom Jones is Pastor Bob's younger son. Please tell me you don't really mean that. And looks nothing like Matt. Oh, Tom Joyce. I thought you were saying Tom Jones. Oh, there's Elvis and Tom. Not that, we're talking about Pastor Bob Joyce. Why start talking about Elvis? I don't know. Well, that was kind of my thought, Jackie, who plays the organ. Yeah. I just, for some reason in my gut, I feel that that his father was not Robert Wayne Joyce. I don't know. It's just a feeling I have. And something we never promo during the Christmas time too much, we did mention it, but that song by Sabrina, Joyce, Beasley, McDonald, Lithgow. No, she's got a lot of names, Sabrina. She does. Um, but Merry Christmas in Heaven. Merry Christmas in Heaven. You can find that right here at YouTube. She does a beautiful job on that song. And I would put it on my platform, but I don't not without her permission. I wouldn't, you know what I mean? I would put it on my platform, but now, of course, we're past the Christmas season. But I didn't stress enough what a beautiful job she did. Just like when I heard her preach on YouTube, and I encouraged that because I thought she was wonderful. So yeah, Merry Christmas in Heaven. Who's that song for? You could say it's for Lisa Marie Presley, but then why would she do that song? You know, that wouldn't fit. Who else passed away? Who is she referring to? People say stuff, but they never give me any kind of verification. You know why? Because if there is verification, it's been well hidden. It's been well hidden. Jody Smith is here. Hi, Jody Smith. Robin Roman, watch Sunday service again. We always went to church and we also went to lunch. And Pastor Bob took us, whoa, to his new church. Really? I hope you're going to email me with some of I don't want anything personal. I wouldn't say it if I thought it was inappropriate anyway. Um, but I hope you will email me at jackthefairguy@gmail.com and just give me a generic thing that we could share with others. I cannot express just how much we were blessed with Pastor Bob and everyone in the church. Amen. It does sound awesome, Heather Feather, who I thought was from Canada, and then she told me she was from Chappaquiddick, Massachusetts. Here comes Brad. I can hear him. I got the door open just a little bit, and I got the grate open, so he's coming in from playing somewhere. He's a keyboard and drummer as well, but they have these places where you can go and the instrument's already set up, and you play someone else's equipment, you know? So now I'm going to talk lower. Love Ronnie Millsap. He's on my replay list on the old stereo. On the stereo. Ronnie Millsap. Really? Really, huh? I like the number of his tunes. A number of his tunes, gents and women. What a difference you've made in my life. What a difference you've made in my life. You're my sunshine day and night. Oh, what a difference you've made in my life. And that was written by Archie Paul Jordan. Yeah, baby. And we're back live there. Donna Summer saw her up at Bethel Woods, and she was phenomenal. Marianne Rossi, not Donna Rossi, from the wonderful state of New Jersey, with a ding dong as their governor. Ding dong, the governor's dumb, governor's dumb. Ding dong, the governor there is dumb. Ah, Donna Summer. Donna Summer, so many great tunes. Did you know that she recorded Love to Love You Baby with the lights off in the studio? Lost in the 50s tonight is one of my favorites, huh? Lost in the 50s. My mom played his records when I was a boy. I see. We're in mid-conversation, and I'm trying to figure it out so I can carry it on, and you do, play. Oh, there's a song from Syracuse, New York, a one-hit wonder named Betty Mardones, "Into the Night." Yes. Um, he, I don't know if he was physically from Syracuse, I think so, but he had a niche there, and he would, 3, 4 times a year do concerts before his passing. Got Parkinson's and stuff in the later years. And he, he had that one big hit, and what a great song it was. But if you really pay attention to what he's saying, but there's so many of these 16-year-old songs, when you think about it. Let me say hello to some people. Hey, Jack, loved Donna Summer and Diana Ross and Aretha, of course, Lady Soul, the Queen of Soul. Hi, Rick K. Where are you from again? Todd Bradshaw said that's a tough song to sing. Ted, a great song. Absolutely. I did it again. Julio Caesar, Martins, Miranda. You've got more names than Sabrina. Jack, do you think that if Pastor Bob is actually Elvis, he would ever reveal it? And if that happens, could it be happening soon? Well, there could just simply come a time if he could be Elvis, it would come a time when he realized he's really got no choice. He's got no choice. My God, he looks in the back of the church, and there's George Stephanopoulos with a camera. Game over. Game over. That big guy's going to keep him out of there. He knocked George right on his keister. You're in Chicago, huh? So has there been any ice there yet? So far, no. Tom Holman is determined to come to Chicago. You know that. He would like to put your mayor. He would like to put him on. I'm editing my comments. He would like to put him on a Ferris wheel and have it go round and round and round forever. How's that? Whoa, God! You had Lori Lightfoot, and then you put that guy in there.